You ready?
Ready.
Here we go.
Let's do this.
All right. Well, welcome everyone to MegaMan Legends Never Die.
They don't. No matter how hard Capcom tries to kill it, it will never die.
Start first next.
Yeah. General idea. This is just going to be a retrospective panel because MegaMan's coming back into the public sphere pretty big. So for anyone who doesn't know MegaMan, which may be very few of you from how the conversation has gone, this will help get you into it, I guess. Got us?
So, my online handle is BladeCrossEXE. You can call me that, or you can just call me Blade for short. Been a Mega fan pretty much my entire life. My favorite series is Battle Network, as you can probably tell from the Land Hikari cosplay. But my favorite character to wear the moniker of Mega Man is X. Lifelong fan of the X series. Just, you know, all my life. Good stuff.
Right. I go by Ryoji 42, Hey You, whatever. Guy over there with the weird hair.
That man.
You. I lost my words immediately.
Sorry.
Yeah, I've been a Mega Man fan since being introduced with X. I've actually not played much of Classic, sadly. I will get to it, I swear. My backlog is just longer than the rest of my lifespan. My favorite has got to be Legends, though. I don't know what it is. The aesthetic just, it vibes with me. The water, just, I love it.
The world build, and it is, of course, the namesake of this panel. Legends never die.
It died.
No, not yet.
We also have a YouTube channel, Flashing Blades. Would you still say recently broke 5,000?
Yeah, still recently, within the last couple months, yeah.
Yeah. General gaming, we've done a lot of Gundam, but a lot of it kind of just goes to Mega Man. Obvious reasons here.
That's where the majority of our core audience came from, the majority of our core content currently, and that's why we decided we are recording this panel. So that's going to go on the channel later.
Yeah. We also have a Discord. And with that being said, shameless plugs over.
Just to reiterate, this panel is being recorded, and we are having a competition later in the panel. So if you do not wish to have yourself posted on YouTube, this is your fair warning that this is being recorded and will be posted online. So just make sure everyone understands that and acknowledges it.
Yeah. So. All right, so intro stage, because every game has one. We're going to start off with the premise of each of the franchises when we get to them, and just kind of like, hey, this is how the games run.
Gameplay basically just, well, it's self-explanatory. We're going to talk about how each game in the series works and how it differs from other entries in the same franchise. That's fine. And then other media, Mega Man is primarily a gaming franchise. That's how it started. That is where the majority of the content is. But because it has been around for well over 30 years at this point, it's got a whole lot of supplementary media to go with it. So we're also going to touch on that. But
that being said, it will not be encyclopedic. We can ramble for hours, so we got to move on.
Yeah, that's
our sign.
More so, that's his sign to me, because if he turns me loose, I'm never going to shut up.
He's worse.
He's here to keep me in check.
Worse. Yeah, we got an hour and a half, and we want to give out prizes. So, starting off.
We'll say a disclaimer first. Even though we would love to do Q&A, I don't think we have time for a full-blown Q&A with the competition we have planned at the end, but we could take a couple of questions here or there if they pertain to a particular subject that we are covering.
Yeah. Well, that being said, Mega Man Classic, where it all began.
Yep. Started back in 1987 on the Famicom over in Japan, but then was localized here in the United States under the moniker of Mega Man.
Originally, concept designed by Keiji Inafune, bad pronunciations, don't know why, and then character design was Akira Kitamura.
That's the name you don't hear tossed around quite as much when people talk about who actually made Mega Man. And if I'm not mistaken, I think Mr. Kitamura actually stepped down after, it was either Mega Man 1 or 2. He left the franchise pretty early. Probably. He left the franchise pretty early on. And that's why everyone just remembers Mr. Inafune.
Yeah. But he is responsible for a lot of the really classic designs that we know today. Base parts of it, you battle a gauntlet of robot masters. I believe it's, again, I haven't played Classic, it's 6 in the first one, right?
6 in the first one, and then from there on it's 8.
8 packs.
And then some variations depending on the game later.
Yeah, and you fight them on their home turf. Take their weapons, better matchups against the rest. Basically, you fight one guy, mono and mono, and then rock, paper, your scissors. Rock, paper, scissors your way through the rest of it.
It's a domino effect throughout the rest of the gauntlet.
After you're getting them all, then you test your skills. Game really begins, in my opinion.
Yeah. So, as the games would go on, you had your base movesets just starting off. You had Mega Man with your basic Mega Buster and the weapons you get from bosses, and you also had some utility items here and there as well.
This was a lot later, though.
Yes, base, the character was a lot later, but the basic abilities Mega Man would have, in the first game you had a weapon that would let you create platforms. In the second game you got different items to help you across specific types of terrain for things like wall climbing and just skipping giant platforming sections.
Just going to go ahead and put up some of the other stuff.
I broke the script. I thought we were talking about items first. Introduced in Mega Man 3, I believe it was, you got the sliding ability, which has become very iconic with Mega Man. He just does this little slide across the ground. We should have had an animation for that, or a sprite or something.
Yeah.
I didn't think about that. My bad.
Then, which one was Charge Shot?
Mega Man 4.
Yeah, Mega Man 4 is when you get the most iconic, in my opinion, ability, the Charge Shot, where obviously you just charge up for 2 seconds to start with for a full charge,
Something like that.
and then do a lot more damage.
And then, of course, depending on the game, it increases incrementally. You have different levels of charge to do more damage. And I was talking about the items, which the items were actually replaced in Mega Man 3 with a very marketable dog companion for Mega Man named Rush, who would also go on to be an armor for Mega Man, starting with Mega Man 6.
Other media?
In addition to the mainline, at this point, 11 games, we also have various anime, cartoon, and comic iterations. Mega Man Upon Star was that's the name of one of the trilogy, I believe. The other ones had different names to them, but a lot of people just lumped them all together as a trilogy. The Ruby Spears Mega Man cartoon, which you've probably seen a lot of memes about this one, it's where Mega Man actually looks really buff, and he looks very silly. It's this box set right here.
Not quite as silly as bad box art Mega Man, but pretty bad.
Yeah. Fully Charged, which is a cartoon that's been released to mixed results. I actually haven't finished it yet, but I haven't thought it's the worst thing Mega Man's been through at all yet.
It's alright.
Yeah.
There's also an unofficial fan film that I'm working on trying to get a hold of. And apparently, I didn't know this until we were writing the panel, an official film upcoming. So hopefully we'll have more information about that soon.
Little side note, for a low-budget fan film from, I think it was 2010, it's actually pretty good. Better than a lot of live-action game and anime adaptations you see nowadays.
Yep. It also has a lot of various comics. The only one I've read for the comics is the Archies, because those were just very accessible in my younger years. Oh, I did not mean to.
A little bit sooner on that, but the manga Megamix is a dramatization of the events of the game done by that author's interpretation of the events. Just stylized character designs which look phenomenal in the manga art style. The characters look a lot more detailed. Mega Man has a bunch of panel lines across him. He has all these detailed art sheets showing where each of the characters' weapons come out from. It's got details like Metal Man has special pads on his hands so he doesn't cut himself with his own metal blades. And so on and so forth.
And past that, if we listed all of the other smaller comics that just between the two of us we've found, it would take the rest of the panel.
Another one
There's a bunch of them.
Another one that is popular as of recent, but I haven't had the chance to check out myself, is Rockman-san. I know next to nothing about it, but I've heard the name tossed around several times on Discord and on Twitter. So.
And we got the
Mega Man Powered Up Remake, which is Mega Man 1, but it looks like it's in Kirby Land because everything is so cutesy, but the game retains its extremely difficult, level of play. And
Nintendo hard,
yes,
if you will.
even though it's a PSP exclusive, it is classic NES hard, and it also has the fun feature of being able to create your own stages, which there's a meme stage someone created. It's just a wall of spikes. Mega Man spawns in and dies instantly. I'm pretty sure that
For
actually...
Wily to be so smart, it was that simple.
I'm actually fairly certain that the idea for that stage was taken from an old Newgrounds animation.
Oh yeah.
No,
Nothing
no,
else to talk about. Nothing else to talk about.
My territory, Mega Man X, good stuff. First released in 1993 for the Super Famicom, Super Nintendo. It takes place about 100 years after the original series. Also was released on Windows and DOS around the same time.
The DOS doesn't run very well from what I've been able to tell.
I've been meaning to get my hands on an actual physical copy of it. Re-released in various collections across the years. This one in particular was re-released in 2006 as the Mega Man X Collection for PS2 and GameCube, as well as the Mega Man X Legacy Collection Volumes 1 and 2 in 2018.
And the Switch version has a lot of extra stuff with it, new boss rushes and everything. If you get the chance, I highly recommend it.
The first 3 games were also re-released on the Wii U and 3DS Virtual Console, and I forgot to mention for Classic, they have also been re-released in different formats and collections as well. We're telling you this because if you've never experienced the series before but want to know how to get into it, we're letting you know what's most accessible and where to kind of start looking for. You know, avoiding piracy, of course.
Going in. Got to up the specs because for a new console.
In addition to having new graphics and higher quality music, we also had to make Mega Man more interesting as well. So we have X, and he has a plethora of new abilities that classic Mega Man didn't have. He can get piece-by-piece armor upgrades to improve his...
Is this the throwback room?
It is, yes.
Shoot, I missed part of it.
No, you're fine.
Hello.
We just got through Classic.
Wait. Oh man, I missed Classic.
All right.
Sorry.
Just started on X.
So
A big change for it is instead of like just what would you say, like just humanoid themed bosses, we now have
for mostly humanoid themed bosses, and the general naming convention for most of the bosses was naming them man or on the rare occasion woman. We had most of the characters based after animal or insects.
wasn't Splash Woman the first one in like 9?
Yes, and I believe so far she has been the only one who has been
The
female.
only female robot master.
I believe so,
The
yes.
Plastic suit. Yeah, more or less.
Chill Penguin first game. Yep. So, what had innovated past the Classic, as we mentioned before, armor upgrades.
Yes.
Super
Super iconic Ultimate Armor, which has made an appearance in more games outside the X series than actually in the X series itself, surprisingly enough.
Yes, Mega Man X4 and then.
There was also just, in general, a more involved story. 'Cause, again, I haven't played much of the Classic, but it seemed to just be, do the Robot Masters, not a lot, then maybe some in the Wileys. But there were text exchanges, conversations in the X series. And then,
Manga.
The manga adaptations.
Fun fact, the manga adaptation, the one you see up top that's actually the X4 cover for the same series. But reportedly, Mr. Inafune went on record saying that because of how good the manga was at fleshing out the story, that's when starting with Mega Man X4, the game, they actually started making the story a lot more involved. There was like traces of story in the first 3. It really got going in X4 though. The Day of Sigma anime OVA, which I am very sad that there's not been anything animated of X like this after the fact. But Day of Sigma, it is included in the Maverick Hunter remake for PSP, as well as the Mega Man X Legacy Collection. That's where you want to watch it in like all its high-res glory. Several tie-in comics and other various mangas as well. The manga feature at the bottom here is Irregular Hunter X, which is the Japanese name for Maverick Hunter. Comic Bonbon, Irregular Hunter X, and there are various others that, again, we don't have time to list all of them.
I'm pretty sure it's significantly less than Classic, though.
Yeah, probably. No, we don't talk about New Adventures of Mega Man. We don't do that one.
We got at least mentioned. I put Captain and Mega Man up there. I mean, come on. Yeah. This one had Archie's too. Basically where I started. I saw the comics and I was like, there's more?
Yes. Then Maverick Hunter X Remake, which is a 3D remake of the first Mega Man X game with some remix stages later on. And everything is done 3D graphics, voice acting, and like I said, includes the Day of Sigma OVA. Served as something of a soft reboot because there are some continuity differences in between Maverick Hunter and the original Mega Man X.
Did you know that it wasn't nearly as popular in Japan as it could have been, so they didn't even make those sequels, which is a real shame.
I'm still sad about that to this day.
And we have a whole lot of memes, so X4, if you know it, say it with us.
What am I
Oh, that's right. Lucas Gilbert Erikson did a redub of that.
He did?
A video.
He did, yes.
On YouTube.
So, I put technically not a, but I think technically he is a, I don't know. It's a gray area.
He's not a blue boy whose most iconic weapon is his arm cannon, so technically not a Mega Man. Zero, the edgy phase of the franchise. It actually, in the Japanese version at least, it actually was fairly bloody. Like, you could actually slash enemies with your Z-Saber, it would cut them in half, you would see, like, robot blood spray out of them.
Yeah, I saw... Oh, sorry, should I erase them? raise my hand.
Please. Yes.
Oh yeah, they showed screenshots that in the original there was a lot more blood, and obviously in the Western localization they cut that out.
Just despite them giving us like Zero with his hands literally drenched in blood from Mega Man X4, making it overseas.
And
Yeah.
we have a lot more people coming in, so I'll go ahead and restate. We're having a competition again at the end, so we're having to rush through. So
Yes.
Hence why the Mega Man X Legacy Collection ended up with a T rating.
Yep. Precisely.
Alright.
The story was much more grim and violent, and even though they don't have the robot blood in all of it, in the Zero ZX series, if you destroy an enemy with a saber-type weapon, including most bosses, it will actually do a slashing animation to where they are cut in half, and you can see like their robotic innards, like they're bisected before they explode.
that was really sick.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, 14-year-old me really enjoyed that.
We're avoiding touching on a lot of the story because we want to save the best story beats for those who wish to get into it and play it themselves.
To get your feet wet
Yes.
now. So
Mega Man ZX is basically Mega Man meets Power Rangers because you have, I think they're humans, or they're humanoid at the very
yes,
least.
they're human.
Technically they're cyborgs because they end up with robot parts, but they are humans.
Yeah.
There's actually a way to differentiate them too. Do you know that? Or
Yeah, we're wanting to not touch on everything though.
But,
yeah, I know.
yeah.
Essentially, your player character has a base form that it appears to be human, and then you can swap between different armors on the fly, and it's kind of like a Power Ranger style thing to where they morph into that Mega Man.
Alright.
It's a very streamlined version of the Mega Man X engine with all the same wall jumping and dashing that there was in the previous games. You no longer obtain iconic weapons from bosses, but instead certain bosses will yield elemental chips to use with your weapons. So you could have a electric charge Buster Shot, or you could have an ice elemented Saber Slash, so on and so forth.
The electric spear slapped real hard, if I recall.
Oh yeah,
correctly.
ice triple rod against Harpoon, yeah, smack.
Yep. Yeah. So again, just quick rundown. Is a more dystopian future. Mega Man's the villain. And again, suddenly just everyone's a Mega Man, you know, like later Power Rangers, just everyone's a Power Ranger.
This is actually splitting between Zero and ZX, but we lump them together because they are on the same Legacy collection, so we put them in the same place in the slideshow. So
Other media?
there is a Mega Man Zero manga, and there is a Mega Man ZX manga.
Oh my.
I have not read either of them, but I do remember on an old web forum I was part of a long time ago, they did not look upon the Mega Man Zero manga very favorably, and that one has not received a North American English version, but the Mega Man ZX manga did. I actually found that at Books A Million years ago.
And out of the classic X and Zero ZX, it has the most anime storyline, in my opinion, and no anime.
Outside
How
of
do
some commercials for the games themselves, no anime adaptation,
no, like,
no
full
screen
anime.
animation, nothing.
Yeah, I'm sorry, we have to keep moving along.
I know. Oh, but there was a reason for that actually, sort of. Because apparently the Mega Man and Battle Network games and the Mega Man Star Force games are
They're released around the
they're
same
more
time.
popular,
Yes,
and
Yeah.
people wanted anime adaptations of those more.
that
Which
actually makes a
is
ton of sense.
Yeah. And the Koro art style is interesting, but
Look at them big old eyes.
alright, my favorite.
A whole new world.
I knew you were going to do that.
Then why'd you put it in there?
Because you told me to.
I did.
Yes.
Oh
Whoops.
yes.
Yes. Originally released in December of '97 for the PlayStation, it was much later ported to the N64. Like,
2001, 2002, maybe.
yeah, I think it was 2002, 2003. Actually, it was way later.
I'll
and it was
fact check
kind
on that later,
of
but yeah, it was
a
a
big
lot later.
downgrade. But and then it was known as 64,
Yes.
which, ironically enough, is where I originally played it. But
Same.
PlayStation, way better. Yeah, and now for something completely different, because this game does not play the same whatsoever. It's the Legends Zelda?
No.
I mean, you got Mega Man running around in dungeons and opening treasure chests and getting giant crystals,
What?
collecting armor and weapons.
It's pretty, like, I hate to make the comparison, but
He's got a sword and a shield in this
good
one.
faith.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. 3 main games. It's got Legends 1, 2, and the Misadventures of Tron Bond. I always want to say the Adventures
No,
of Tron.
Misadventures of Tron Bond, which the most accessible way you can play this, anyone who still has a PS3, get on your PS3 PSN store, buy it and download it before the PSN store goes offline, because getting a hard copy of that game is going to set you back like 3 years worth of mortgage. So
Yeah. So, it's got a...
not a manga, but a manhwa. I believe that term actually is for Korean-based manga style. This one specifically,
Chinese.
this one is Chinese specifically, yes. And that actually depicts Mega Man slashing apart the Gesellschaft with the arm blade. Don't try that in game. That will not work. You can't reach the airship. But it's really, really cool.
Also, how we ended up with an educational game and a golf game before they, you know, did 3.
What?
We also have the Adventures on Five Islands mobile game, which was not preserved because it was for a very specific Japanese distribution system. However, there is a fan preservation project in the works right now. If you want to look up Rockman Cosmo on Twitter, then you can see some insight into it. Their team are working on getting the games preserved. They have them in their possession, the device with the game, but the problem is there is no current way to play them outside of the phone. So that's what they're working on.
Okay. And then, I'm sorry, coder joke here, but I'm right. Yeah.
Technically, isn't Mega Man a .exe? Because if they're robots, they have to have a program to activate them. Run MegaMan.exe, the Mega Man boots up.
Yeah.
Even for the robots, isn't that how it works?
I'm not the originator of this comparison, but
The heck?
again, I'm right.
Cyber Chase meets Yu-Gi-Oh!
You build a deck of chips,
It takes
and you
place on
are
the internet.
IRL in the internet. It's Cyber Chase meets Yu-Gi-Oh! Future of yesterday is now, because a lot of the stuff depicted, like sans the end game stuff of whichever game, has actually kind of come about. We're like this short of actually having navies.
Yeah, the game was released over 20 years ago at this point, and things that seemed futuristic back then, that's just today.
2001.
You take your
It was
glorified
released before
smartphone,
Zero.
take your glorified smartphone, you plug it into any given electronic, which now suddenly is connected to the internet. You got your smart refrigerator over there. It's got a virus.
Oh no.
Yes. Connect everything to Bluetooth. It's, yeah, Battle Network is now.
Yeah, again, it came out before Zero.
Yep.
That I either didn't know or had forgotten. Blows my mind. Not a creepypasta.
For everyone who sees any given name with a .exe format and afterward thinks of a creepypasta, no,
Sonic EXE,
Mega Man did it
not
first.
There's a creepy
Alright,
monster.
so this game where Legends sort of, you know, borrowed, we'll say, from Zelda-esque vibes and playstyles, this game is new. Everything is different. So again, it's all new. So in this one, instead of fighting a gauntlet of robot masters and, you know, then going into extra stages, you still had kind of a villain of the week kind of situation going on.
It's an RPG that takes place in a contemporary setting, so in various other RPG games, you can have like time skips in between each scenario. After you defeat the villain of the week, as he so puts it, you can go home and go to sleep. You wake up, it'll say, you know, 3 days later, 2 weeks after the incident. Then you'll be in the next scenario and fight the next boss in the chain, and so on and so forth until you eventually get to the end game.
And again, you build a deck of chips, or a folder of chips.
Folder of battle chips, yes.
To battle viruses that you will meet in just random encounters, and then a boss, and just
It all takes place
completely different.
It all takes place in the internet, and Mega Man is no longer a robot, but is a computer program known as a Net Navigator, or Net Navi, and so are every other character that you get to fight like this, with like 2 exceptions. But you no
It
longer
takes place on a 3x3 grid, which is
3x3 grid, and though that gauge at the top does make it look like it's turn-based, it is not turn-based. That's just when you get to pick your next volley of battle chips to use against your enemy. Because you no longer get just normal boss weapons like you would in the previous games. Instead, you have an arsenal of weapons. You can see here there's a time bomb and a hammer on those battle chips right there, and Mega Man's firing a cannon-type battle chip. And there's a plethora of other abilities to use. This is just scratching the surface here. This has the most merch out of any
to a shocking
out
degree.
of any of the other branches of the franchise. As far as I'm aware, EXE has the highest amount of extra media.
Classic has the comics, EXE has the merch.
Like all of it. And these figures off over there on the far side right there, those are new. Those came out within like the last year or so. That PET toy game right there is a blatant lie. Don't believe the commercial for it. And there are at least two decently well-known manga. One by Ryotaka Masaki, simply known as Rockman EXE or MegaMan NT Warrior. And then we also had Battle Story Rockman EXE, which was never released in the United States, but funnily enough was released in France, known as Battle Story MegaMan NT Warrior. Currently no English translation, fan or otherwise, is available, but someone on Twitter said they're working on a fan translation, so we're wishing them the best with that. So.
I don't think there was anything big for an anime though, was there?
Remind me, was there?
Yeah,
Yes,
no,
actually.
This was the anime they actually cared about.
This is where all of the anime love fell for this series, and as our audience member over here said, probably why Mega Man Zero never got an anime, because it all went into EXE.
To be fair, this is a more child-friendly anime story where I would still argue that Zero ZX is the better anime
Because of
story.
their darker story.
Oh yeah, like Zero ZX would actually, if you wanted to do it justice, it actually would end up being like Bleach or Shonen style anime.
Which,
With all the robot blood? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Mappa Studios, though, anyone?
So dark.
They loosely adapted the games. I don't think any of it was ever one-to-one.
There were a couple, actually no, I don't think any of it was an exact one-to-one. There were some scenarios from the games that were loosely adapted into the episodes of the TV show, but it was never a straight one-to-one. So several characters were misplaced in the timeline, which doesn't matter for the most part, because it's an adaptation. You can make changes as you will. I will say the first few seasons, even though they featured a lot of the enemies from the first two games, the world build and aesthetic took most influence from the third game, because that's the one that was released at the time of the anime. So they were kind of crossing over with each other, aesthetically speaking, with some of the tech they had, the PET design, and so on and so forth. So it kind of got mishmashed and jumbled around, but because they started with that world build, even though they were using plot beats from the first two games, they had to push back the third game's story. And a lot of characters just flat out didn't appear in the anime at all.
New stuff that they added to the anime, cross-fusion.
Dimensional area basically means that it is a bubble where cyber creatures can come into the physical world. And cross-fusion, if you thought I was joking with the Power Rangers analogy for Mega Man ZX, this is basically exactly Power Rangers. Like, Lan, the main character, takes his PT, puts in a synchro chip, and then suddenly he's wearing Mega Man like an armor.
No, I was just doing a hand motion.
Oh yeah, okay.
And then, I make this joke a lot, but it ripped off Digimon.
A little bit.
It ripped off
No,
what?
no,
Digimon.
really.
No,
Digimon.
It ripped off Digimon.
That's
No,
true.
really.
Hey, yo, wait, hold on.
It-
Battle Network Alpha came out before that one.
did not. Battle Network 1 did, Battle Network 3 did not. I've actually checked the dates on this one.
Oh, wow.
No, really.
We're being serious. This is actually a tweet from one of the developers looking back, saying that when they were coming up with the idea for the world build, they actually went to see the Digimon movie Our War Game, as well as The Matrix, Yu-Gi-Oh, and Shaman King to build their idea for the world build of Battle Network.
Shaman King.
Okay, that's why Masa has that card art like it is.
Yep.
But as they say, imitation is the most sincere form of flattery. And as we all know, Mega Man's trademark ability is copying things, so doesn't mean you can't do it better than the original.
And, you know, Digimon, it's a pretty good thing to,
Oh yeah,
to be
absolutely.
basing your stuff off of. So, moving on though.
Star Force.
Ooh, yes.
Can't say it didn't aim high.
200 years after
Yep.
Battle
Yep.
Network.
200 years after Battle Network, but is still the in-universe direct sequel to the Battle Network series, released in 2006 for the Nintendo DS. So far, has not had an official re-release, even though it probably could have worked on the Switch because they had, or not Switch, the Wii U, because they had other DS games on there.
I don't know why my transitions aren't going on some of these slides.
And it's probably because the internet's messed up in here. So, as we said, it is still the sequel to Battle Network. So some things are still very much the same. Instead of battle chips, you have battle cards. But now instead of the 3x3 grid facing each other, it's now a POV shot over the shoulder, to where you only move Mega Man side to side and use your battle cards to attack enemies on their side of the field. But the overworld is still very similar to Battle Network.
I would argue it's basically the exact same, just overlaid over the...
But instead of NetBattles and viruses, you've got
Wizards.
aliens
Yep.
and electromagnetic wave viruses.
Yep.
We're getting there, yes. So instead of everything being based on the internet, now everything is based on electromagnetic waves. And this is supposedly 200 years in the future and more advanced technology. but it's basic radio waves like AM and FM. I have no idea how that works.
The heck?
It's frequency based. Like one is faster than the other.
And several enemies, or at least the villain of the week, so to speak, are based on constellations. You have characters who will take the form of various constellations, like you have Cancer Bubble, who is like a crab enemy. You have Gemini Thunder, who is like a twin body electric type enemy.
Taurus Fire.
Taurus Fire, Apollo Flame, Cygnus Wing. The list goes on and on. Star Force has some bomb character designs.
Yeah.
Like phenomenal looking.
Constellations are, I won't say they're a cheaty kind of way to make characters, but it's really easy to get some cool designs out of that.
The only regret I have is that we never got a Gemini Man EXE, because there was a Gemini Man Robot Master, and they don't get to meet Gemini Thunder.
Yeah.
They actually tried with this anime too. This one got 2 full series based after the first and second games, but even though the games...
Didn't go into the third game, right?
No, they never got a Star Force 3 anime.
They should have.
Right? But despite the Star Force games being a direct sequel in universe to the Battle Network series, the Star Force anime and the Battle Network anime are not related to each other. Just not at all. Only went up through Star Force 2. And we actually only got, I believe it was the first half of the first MegaMan Star Force anime here in the States, English dubbed, and then we never got the second half because at the time there was a writer's strike, and that killed the second half of the dub. I need to check my sources, but I believe that's what happened, and of course we just never got Star Force 2's anime after that.
And I'm pretty sure I forgot to put this in there, but there is a crossover game with Star Force and Mega Man EXE 1, Operation Shooting Star.
Good stuff.
The superior way to play Battle Network 1. Please don't do that to yourself with regular Battle Network 1. Just don't.
You deserve better.
Also,
That
the
art's not for the
manga
manga.
art, though.
Haven't read it yet, but the art goes really hard.
The Star Force 3 part of the manga was hard.
Died.
And here is where I, produce my little head canon conspiracy theories that Mega Man is a virus because he has infected so many different IPs.
The most recent game, I believe it's actually the most recent new game in the Mega Man franchise, is X-Dive, which started as a gacha mobile game, recently was released on Steam and mobile as Mega Man X-Dive Offline, to where you can now unlock the majority of the characters, excluding some event ones, in the in-game shop instead of having to use microtransactions and rolling the gacha. So that is the preferable way to play it. Battle Network had a crossover with a little-known Konami game called Boktai, which was created by Hideo Kojima and actually had a solar sensor in the game cartridge. Basically, at that point in time, they were introducing Shade Man and were dabbling in the ideas that Mega Man should have some Kingdom Hearts elements with like the powers of darkness and such.
They
so
really
they're
tried
like,
to make us go outside, folks.
right? And then they're like,
They really tried.
let's have a crossover with this vampire hunting game, and Shade Man's going to show up in both games, and they have a big crossover. It's a big fun time. And as we said a second ago, Operate Shooting Star. It's Battle Network 1, but now you can play Star Force Mega Man as well. A couple new bells and whistles. You can run away from battles this time, unlike the very first game.
I think Grammarly kind of got on to me for trying to do Operation and misspelling it, because now it's Operate Shooting Star.
No, I did that. That's actually technically the right name, even though Operation Shooting Star does sound way better. So
Fair enough.
Project Cross Zone. That's a big, massive crossover game with like 4 or 5 different companies. Bandai Namco, Capcom, and various others. You get Mega Man X and Zero, as well as Vile, and in Project Cross Zone 2, Sigma makes an appearance. But you also get other Capcom characters from Street Fighter, Darkstalkers, Dead Rising, etc. Just a big fun time. Same can be said for Marvel vs. Capcom. Very popular fighting game series until they kind of killed it with Infinite.
They really butchered that game.
You get various characters like Mega Man, Roll, Zero, X, Sigma. I was about to say Vile, but Vile wasn't in that. I wish he was.
That would be pretty cool.
Dead Rising had various crossovers and cameos from the Mega Man series, with the main characters being able to get like the Mega Buster as a usable weapon. You could get Mega Man's armor. You got Servbot heads. Street Fighter Cross Mega Man was eventually a crossover game years ago.
And then there was also Street Fighter Cross Tekken, which,
Featured.
brought back bad box art Mega Man.
I still haven't forgiven them for that.
No,
And
I couldn't find a good screen capture of that, though, but it's really bad.
He found one. I deleted it. But
I
so.
remember finding one. But okay.
And various miscellaneous crossovers that are Japanese exclusive with other mobile games, including Duel Masters, Metabots, and Dragon Poker, and more. There have been at least 3 Metabots crossovers. One of them was recent, and it's just Mega Man is just everywhere. outside his own franchise. And I'm like, so how can you go everywhere else but not be where you need to be?
And to be fair, the Metabots crossover does give it a direct link into Digimon because of Ometamon, which is a crossover between a Metabee and
Omegamon.
Rakusha, however you say it.
Rakusho? Yeah.
Yeah, and then Wargreymon and them have Metabot variants as well. So, you know, there is a bit of an actual in-universe, multiverse connect there.
So we need MegaMan Battle Network to cross over with Digimon, and we'll have just the ultimate digital collaboration here.
Yes. So, then we have fan games, which there are many.
Battle Network Chrono X is probably the one that is most well known as a fan game in the EXE community, and it's been worked on for over 10 years, and they're still making updates to it. It is free to play. As far as I'm aware, they actually no, it is confirmed. It is actually an application on your computer, not just a ROM hack. It's free to download, free to play. They put a lot of time and effort into it.
And
really
the
good stuff.
community are all great people.
Oh, yes. MegaMan Unlimited is another fan game which it actually features Zero from the MegaMan X series as a boss in there. Not going to go into too much detail on that, but it's definitely worth checking out on your own. And we also get an awesome 8-bit remix of the X vs. Zero theme from X5. Star Force Endwave.
Anything on this one?
I actually don't either. I meant to research this one a little bit. This one's been recommended to us before. But this is one of the few Star Force fan games that I'm aware of. It's called Endwave. I've seen some art for it. It looks really great, and I've been meaning to check it out. I just have not had time to. MegaMan.
There's a Mega Man Maker.
Inspired by both Mario Maker and the Mega Man Powered Up Stage Creator, you can create your own Mega Man levels and have other players run through them.
I actually messed around with it a little recently. It is absolutely stellar. Try it out if you get the chance.
Absolutely.
Mario Maker.
Various, too many to count, ROM hacks and game mods to make other quality of life changes and just other changes to the games in general. Like you got X1 through 3 replacing X with 0. You have a patch that makes Mega Man X6 playable. You have some text changes on the Battle Network Legacy Collection. You have just complete game overhauls for Battle Network 4.5 to make it playable as well. Just on and on and on.
And I know we made the joke about the not being a creepypasta. Did you have a question?
Just a comment. Did
Okay.
you mention 8-bit deathmatch?
Yeah.
We didn't have it in here, but yes, I do know of 8-bit deathmatch. Basically, it's it looks like Mega Man, but Minecraft, like 3D perspective, and
Minecraft.
the graphics look like Minecraft, but it plays like Doom.
But and I know we made the creepypasta joke, but there are a few of the ROM hacks. It does fall in it. Do you have something?
If you're gonna play one Mega Man ROM hack, you need to do Mega Man 4 minus Infinity.
Mega Man 4 minus Infinity.
Yeah,
I've heard the name tossed around, but I don't know much about it.
that is a very hard.
Remind me after the panel. I will
Yeah.
write that down.
Yes.
That sounds yes.
There's one more ROM hack, not a ROM hack, but mod, or not even mod, it's a special skin for Star Force, where they had all 3 of the Star Force DX, which is the one that you highly should recommend to play instead of an actual Star Force
Right.
game.
Yeah, that one is that was created by the Rockman EXE Zone modders. They actually did produce some repro cards of it as well. It's Star Force 1, but instead of having to choose your satellite, it uses Pegasus as a base, but you get all of it. You get all of the content.
That's sick, actually.
Yes.
One more game's not out. I think they're still in production. MegaMan X Corrupted. He's making
Oh,
his
that's
own.
fun.
Yeah.
Yes, haven't included that one yet because I don't have all the info for it. But yes, that one I've been seeing that, and there was another one I can't remember the name for. It's also another. It's like Innocent Impulse or something like that. That one's also been worked on, but they're not quite finished yet. Not ready to be released. But,
And,
Exactly that. That's
Very
highly,
cool.
highly recommended.
Yep.
Worth it.
yeah. And again, finding screenshot stuff for all of these would have been impossible.
Yeah.
But this for my favorite too. I'll be honest. This one didn't involve him, but now you know what you're looking for if you want to try them out.
And Battle Network Chrono looks really promising, so I'm just waiting for it to finish.
Yes.
I really want to play it.
All right. So here's where we're actually going to want a lot of conversation.
yes.
Hopes for the future.
My biggest one is the preservations of games and other media that have not had re-releases. We mentioned earlier the Mega Man Legends mobile game, but there's also 2 Battle Network games that are mobile exclusive, but again, not on smartphones, on old dumb phones. Those as well are also being preserved, and the same team also recently held a fundraiser for one of their team members to travel so that they can help preserve the Rockman EXE arcade game Battle Chip Stadium, They found someone who owns the game, so they're traveling, I believe it's somewhere in Europe, and they are going to actually like dump the ROM, and that game is being worked on being preserved as well.
Yeah, and Battle Network WonderSwan is definitely one of the games of all time, but it deserves some preservation too. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
If we want to love the franchise, we gotta love the franchise. As much as I-
Megaman 2 DOS has some words for you then.
Mega Man, you said Mega Man 2 DOS? That one doesn't exist. It was just 1 and 3. But collections for Legends and Star Force. I honestly feel like it's an inevitability at this point because I saw Battle Network as the last big hurdle for them to jump when making the collections. Because years ago we got Mega Man Anniversary Collection, X Collection, and then Zero Collection. Then they're like Mega Man Classic, X, and Zero Legacy Collection. Then I'm like, are you going to stop there like you did previously, or are you going to give us Battle Network? We have Battle Network now? Okay, what's stopping you from re-releasing Legends? It would be easier. Just dump it onto modern platforms. Just give us the 3 base games. Star Force might be a little bit trickier because it's a DS game with touchscreen, so while the Switch could theoretically run that, it would be a little bit trickier for other consoles.
I would even take Mega Man 64 on the N64 like Switch Online thing. Just
I'd take it.
Actually, I think that too. I
Yeah.
hope they do the misadventure of Tom Bomb.
Just some-
That
yeah, just
is
something.
ridiculously
I mean,
hard to get.
technically for Star Force, they could just do the same pop-up screen they did for Battle Network and just go from there.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
What about the 3DS? I mean, maybe not.
Possibly. Collections for the spin-off games that so far have not gotten re-releases and just kind of fall in between the cracks everywhere. I'm talking like Mega Man Soccer, Mega Man Network Transmission, Command Mission, Rockman and Forte, Challenger for the Future, just vanilla Mega Man and base, all of the spin-offs.
yeah, Namco Museum style.
Yeah, Namco Museum had just all of the games that don't belong anywhere, or put them on like Legacy Collection Volume 3 or whatever. I think they should do like a 3D Mega Man game collection, have Legends 1 and 2, I was about to say 1 through 3, not yet.
Yeah.
1 and 2, Tron Bonne, Command Mission, Network Transmission, and I feel like there was one more that I'm forgetting. But just release those as their own bundle.
Well, there's a lot more. Or you know those Game Boy games.
Oh yeah, oh yes, that too. What?
Extreme 1 and 2?
Yeah, Extreme 1 and 2, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, but there's also the
Rockman World. Why have we not gotten those re-released yet? That'd be even easier. Or if nothing else, at least on the Switch Online.
I completely
I'm
forgot
still trying
those
to
existed.
collect all 5 games from swap meets and dealers' rooms and wherever.
And if they never do anything else, I just want Legends 3.
Please?
It's sad because
Get
they
him off the
released
moon.
whole name and add the English. They have it complete.
Yeah.
They just aren't releasing it.
Yeah.
Canceled games.
Literally
So-
just canceled.
so-
I literally boycotted Capcom for like 3 years.
He did. Can't vouch.
Because of that.
This is the
Like,
entire
I
reason
was
that we.
mad.
That's the entire reason he bought a 3DS. I can vouch for that.
Same.
So let's say we Area 51, the Capcom headquarters, and go get Legends 3.
Yeah.
We want to eventually actually work with them.
Maybe. Perhaps.
Did you know that that Capcom had the nerve to blame the fan base for there not being enough of demand, and that actually is a total lie.
It was because of
Everybody
internet
wanted the
legit,
game, and they still canceled on us.
At least over here in the West, Legends does have its very niche fan base. I've heard that in Japan, the Legends series is not quite as popular. I don't know how valid that is because I've never actually been to Japan. Want to go one day, but just based on the conversations that I've had with people online, that seems to be the
It
consensus.
makes sense because Inafune himself was literally just against the whole idea of not having, like, not for Mega Man not to just be a side scroller
Yeah.
platform. He was against Battle Network. He was against Legend, and he was against Mega Man X Command Mission because it was an RPG. Like he just did not go for those.
Yeah. Can I say one thing before we answer that question?
Quickly.
I will say on the note, I've actually forgot this part until you just mentioned that. Battle Network and Legends they actually had a lot of crossover with the teams that worked on them. So that's why there's so many cameos of Legends in Battle Network. So that gives me hope that if they're going to put this much effort into the Battle Network collection, maybe they can keep the passion going and we'll get the Legends collection from the same team.
And I may be misinformed, but the Battle Network people said that they wanted, when they came back to work with the Legacy collections, they wanted to do more with Legends. So
I mean, I have so much hope for that too because Battle
Even
Network.
in the yellow shirts. You had a
I was
question.
just gonna say, at least we got Mighty Number 9 instead of like Legends
Oh.
3.
you mean Mighty Number 2 because it's a big old pile.
I backed way more money than I ever
Just out of my curiosity, is there any mention or any word of
X9 at all.
I have not seen any.
Not officially. The common speculation, I don't know how true this is, but they say that the sales of the collections will determine when or if we get new games. They say that the sales of the Mega Man Legacy Collection gave us Mega Man 11. They say that the sales of the X Collection gave us X Dive. And it's highly speculated that the sales of the Battle Network Collection will get us either Battle Network 7 or will get us a Star Force Collection and so on and so forth. But with how many people are actually still buying the games, even if they are just rehashes or gacha hells or whatever, I feel like X9 could eventually happen.
So with saying that the theory of like the collection sales determine the future of like that game series line,
Yes.
It has been
wasn't Battle Network Collection one of the best selling in Japan and was like
It
basically
sold out.
Yeah.
Sold out completely.
Completely.
For a little while at least.
So,
Shareholders were going, oh my god, this game is selling how much? Because they didn't expect it.
yeah.
Yeah, they were.
So
They
go-
expected it to do poorly and then got in trouble because there were so many people still wanting to buy it. So, you know.
We waited over 15
have
years
our-
for this. We were ready for it.
I think part of it is because of the M1 Grand Prix tournaments that they have for
Absolutely.
Absolutely support.
So-
They
I
do
didn't
have
think to
support
put
for
that in here.
We should have. Yes,
Yeah,
fan
we
communities.
really should have.
That
Thank you so
community
much.
is
Yeah.
thriving right now, and it's amazing.
Yeah, the N1 Grand Prix people, if y'all are interested in net battling at all,
That's the
check
way
them
to go.
out.
They
Are
have
you
a
raising your hand
Discord.
back there?
Battle Challenge?
I am a 9, but have you guys looked into Gravity Circuit? I don't know if you guys mentioned that.
Gravity Circuit. I don't think I've heard of
Not
that.
seen anything
So
on that.
it's like, I just recently saw a trailer for it. It's very reminiscent of MegaMan X,
Yeah.
but except it doesn't have, it's more close combat versus like.
It's interesting.
cluster.
So it's Mega Man
And
Zero.
the music is
Yes,
good, too.
it is, because they do have the grappling thing and
Yeah.
everything.
It just recently came out, so.
It's
yeah,
really
so
good.
It might be something that MegaMan X-ish.
Okay, well, I hate to cut this part short, but if we want to get to the
Prizes and
competition at the
competitions.
end. So, thank you all for coming for the main panel. We have a Discord. If you want to join, we'd love to have you there. Obviously, we have a YouTube as well.
Special shout out to one of my buddies from the Discord server, and who has helped me out on several of the big video projects we did in the last couple of years. His online handle is Kaisan. He honestly helped us get here because of a lot of the just input he gave on the big projects we did. I'm not going to go into a lot of detail there. You can check it out on our channel if you like, and you can check out his channel. Give him some support too.
Yeah. After we finish everything else up, if y'all want to meet with me, I can help you get a better access to a Discord link or YouTube or anything like that. But now we get to go into the real fun part. We're going to have net battles, if anyone is interested.
Net battles.
Yeah.
PVP MegaMan Battle Network 6 on the Legacy Collection.
Yep. We
If
have the
you've played
switches.
before, because we don't have time to teach you, I'm very sorry.
Yeah. I can give a quick rundown, but basically we have. I'll just go on to the rules.
Rule sets. There's a copy of Battle Network 6 in each of our switches. They are set up as first come, first serve. So basically, whoever we call upon to get up here, you get up here. In order to keep it as fair as possible, we are using the exact same folders, which is the in-game Soul folder, Extra folder, the exact same Navi Customizer setup to where you have the exact same abilities as the other players. Best of one, winner stays. If you win 3 games in a row, you
Get a
win one of our
grand
grand prizes. If you just battle at all, you win one of the smaller prizes we have. The PET and battle chips are not one of these prizes. We'll go over the prizes here in a second.
The helmet and buster is also not a prize.
Right, correct.
Earlier, you made it sound like we were supposed to have some kind of trivia battle,
We
but
like
instead we're having a
decorations.
net
Yeah,
battle.
But why have
Net
a trivia
battle.
battle when you can net battle?
Right?
Yeah, right. But yeah, everyone gets
Okay, so no
something
trivia battle.
for participating.
Not trivia, sorry.
So,
I'm down for it.
cool deal.
What's your grand prize?
Oh yeah, let's cover prizes real quick.
Our grand prizes that we have, again, if you win 3 games in a row, and after you win your 3rd game, you will then give up to the next person who will play. The 3 grand prizes we have is a sealed copy of Mega Man NT Warrior Volume 13 on DVD. This one's actually very hard to find, especially sealed, so it's got some resale value, or you can have it as a collectible. We have the Ruby Spears Mega Man 90s cartoon box set, autographed by Mega Man's voice actor.
Ian James Cortland?
Ian James Corlett, yep. So, got him to sign this for me, so that's this one. Alternatively, for your grand prize, if you don't want one of these, it could be a $70 gift card to a digital retailer of your choosing.
Yep.
So those are our 3 grand prizes.
That being said, I'm going to exit out of this and begin setting up, and then we will pick participants if you wish.
The smaller prizes we have are just some miscellaneous Gashapon figures and some of the Mega Man Anti-Warrior boost starter decks that I found at a consignment store. Yes, that John over there. Started a little too soon.
Okay.
Hold up.
That's way too soon, my guy. I don't mind it though.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay,
You got it?
little late on the draw, but for those of you who know what they say when they start a net battle, say it with me. Battle routine, set, execute. Fight. Correct. Here we go.
Grassy.
This could be it. Yes!
We have a winner for round
Good
one.
fight. Good fight. You want to come up here and pick your prize? Sure.
That was fantastic.
I almost died.
You did great though.
Be on the car
Being
right
said,
You can pick one of these little figures, or you can have one of these card packs. All right, there you go.
So, next.
All right. All right, who's next? Yes.
He raised his hand first. All right, round two.
Battle routine. Set. Execute.
From what I gather, it seems to be a general
I think if you had HBD, it should. If it's the same chip. If it's same level.
Oh, jeez.
That's a lot of damage.
Yeah, opening with that is
All the grass panels too. The race cross for the win.
it's so over. I goofed. I'm not used to the analog stick on the Switch. I'm used to PC. It's so over.
Don't tell me that.
Sometimes you think it don't be like it is, but it do.
Alright. Okay.
The adaptations for everything in the series were so cool.
I would love to see something like a limited run, like a dice series, where it's just every crossover.
Yeah.
I still think the armor design.
No, you
Well, maybe not so much more than is impractical. I mean, I think the girls were wearing this.
I'm not a fan of like Too early.
Yeah.
I thought that Tomahawk had the little thing that he didn't have to flip.
Yeah, no super armor.
That's Tomahawk Man, but yes.
Yeah.
Oh, whoops.
In MegaMan DX series, the replicas are the ones with the red triangle.
Yeah,
That's how you tell.
Gray and Ash. I was talking about
No,
Ash.
Ash is the human.
You can stand on the grass and heal yourself.
Yeah, I know that.
Technically, the humans get cyborg parts, while the replicas get artificial lifespans. That's what they say for the future. Yeah, that is ZX.
Ain't over till it's over, folks.
Yeah.
It isn't.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Can't move now. Whoops.
Stop.
Oh, that dodge.
That was close. But yeah, it's
All right, 2 out of 3.
Yep. All right. Who did you say was next then?
I believe I said Princess Daisy was next.
I will
Do
use
you want to play?
Wait, starting already?
Oh, wait.
No, you're fine. Are y'all ready to go then?
The battle won't officially start until you've both selected your beginning starting.
All right.
or
Battle routine set. Execute. You can open up. Oh, cross rupture.
I froze.
Froze.
Yeah, I'm frozen.
That's not good. Oh, you're on your soul thing. You have to press down.
Oh.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go. There you go.
Okay.
That was a good dodge.
Oh.
You gotta keep pressing down. When you see that screen, you go down. No, press down.
Or select one.
Or you can select.
I am selecting.
Or press B.
Okay, now.
Sorry. I'm not trying to look at you.
No, you're good.
Alright, well,
That's
we
three.
have a
We have a
winner.
grand prize winner. So, do you want the volume
Can you believe
13?
if I've only been playing for a month?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Hey,
That was pretty good.
great.
Yeah,
Thank
that's
you.
really good.
Yeah.
Do you want the volume 13 seal, the autograph volume, or the autographed box set, or do you want the $70 gift card?
Money though. But let me see. You said one was autographed though, right?
This one is autographed, yes. By the voice actor who plays MegaMan in the 90s series.
Okay, so.
I know you're.
All right,
Yeah.
congrats.
Thank you.
Honestly, which one it was?
Alright.
So, your prize. Did you want one of the Gashcon figures or one of the card packs?
I'll take the card back, please.
Thank you.
Alright, so now we get 2 new players. I believe it was Zero and MegaMan, I believe.
And then let's go and then on the one.
Yes, and then I saw your hand go up.
Okay.
Alright, battle routine set. Execute. Oh, that lagged. Uh-oh, first beast out of the tournament.
I did not know it did that.
Sorry, MegaMan. We'll revive you back at the end in a little bit. Alright, I believe you were next? Oh, MegaMan, your prize. Did you want one of the card packs or one of the cash block figures?
Battle routine. Set.
Execute!
We got holes in this one.
That didn't no shock damage. No shock healing too. Still anybody's game. Interesting choice.
Signal here is just... It's invisible. It always has been.
How many?
It's always been things
I just don't know how to hear
Tomahawk swing! Oh! Oh! Pew, pew, pew!
We do a lot of streaming stuff.
Oh.
I just
Is that... Did Flame Hook just disappear? Yeah, I guess it got interrupted.
looking forward to it, man.
Things are not looking good.
And until it's over. Running out of chips. That game, 0 is out. Well fought, though. Yeah, I'll take that. All right,
Go ahead
so,
and hit rematch on it.
Okay.
So for your prize, would you like one of the Gashpon figures or one of the card packs?
I'll take one of these.
Yeah, like, when it pops up, go ahead and hit rematch, because the match doesn't start until chips are selected.
All right, who's next?
Him.
Okay, yes. All right. Here we go. So you, yeah. All right.
Well, again, it won't start.
I've played since Battle
Oh,
Network.
wait, no, there is a timer. There is a timer. I was wrong.
Yeah, it's a 15-second timer. We got 15 seconds left. So, battle routine set. Execute. That's 2 out of 3.
I blinked.
Is that because of program events? I
Yeah.
think he was that strong. Too.
Yeah.
I was just like, oh, I see.
He was also standing on grass panels, so
Yeah, that
like,
was intentional.
smack. He was not
And then change your prize.
do you want a Gashmon figure or one of the card packs?
Oh, you think I should? I am.
Sigma, yes.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Next round, battle routine, set, execute.
I didn't expect that. Oh, shoot.
We're having a competition. Prizes.
You want to enter? You want to play? Ooh, dodge. One thing they changed about Battle Network 6 is you can only use a program advance once per battle, so no spamming life sword anymore. Cross rupture. Still anybody's game. Looks like battle chips are getting low. No running away. Anyway, so then I started blasting. Just put back all of that damage that was just healed. That is going to be a close one. Aqua Beast. That Gregor player is cornered. One battle chip left. Options running low. Could we see a beast versus beast? Perhaps not. That is game! City Grand Prize winner! That was nice. Alright, so for your grand prize, do you want the sealed Volume 13 DVD or do you want the $70 gift card?
I said this was pretty good, right?
That one is kind of rare, yes, especially when it's sealed like that. So it's got some resale value, if nothing else.
I'll take this.
All right.
Hey, grand prize winner. For another grand prize winner, you want to fight?
I was going to say, we don't have enough time for another grand prize to win. So do we want to have our grand prize winners fight it out?
Come on, let's sign.
If we promised anybody else that they could fight,
Did we promise them? I think we have one more.
Oh, you got one?
Was?
And then she wanted to. She came in specifically.
Yeah, she came in late, and was there one
Well,
more?
we're
or
not doing
is that
anything
it?
after the panel. If you wanted to go get to each other, if you wanted to stay.
I just want to do it for fun, man.
Yeah.
Hey,
Oh, yes. Did you want a car action cash money here?
Yeah, I played every other one.
Sorry, I got distracted. 15 minutes still? Yeah, this is the last round. Okay. Right. This is going to be the last round. We got to start clearing so the next panel can set up.
Yeah, I've heard about it. I've just, like, I'm not information.
Look,
But I
man,
played all the ones back in the day.
Me too. I have my game still, and I bought a collection about 5 months ago. I beat my friends, and they ignored it. But it's fun. It's fun.
Okay, it's a good one.
Oh my God! Are you serious? Come on!
Or no? Or no?
No! No!
Flash cross coming. Oh wait, no. The one on the screen is Greg our version. Never mind.
Yeah, the Beast Cross stuff, I'm like, okay, Soul Cross, I played number 5. There's 6 episodes. What is this? Why is this different from this other?
They made it emotional.
Oh, almost.
Yeah, the only downside is that. But if you change the selection, or
Yeah. Right. Uh-oh. Tomahawk Beast! Oh!
So you happy to motherfucker?
yeah.
Like 800 minutes.
Yeah, that's all.
That's how I went to
I saw that. I saw that.
Same thing with the second TV. Back to that. And I'm like,
Well,
it's still
Okay, that's it.
Yeah, you see that?
Heat Beast! I think this is actually our first Gregor Beast out for us this entire session.
Swirly.
Oh! Person stuck there for a second. Buster up was Gregor Buster. Ooh. Oh. Oh, that's game! Oh, wow. Alright, so we only have minor prizes left. Do you want the last card pack or do you want one of the Gashapon figures? We got Overdrive Ostrich, Grenade Man, and some dog thing.
I'll take the card pack.
Alright, here you go. Alright, Overdrive Ostrich, Grenade Man, or this doggo? Not even sure what game that's actually from. Well, thank you all for coming. Thank you all for making our first attempt at this panel a tremendous success, and we hope to see you all next year, or whenever we host this panel again.
That's fine. That was great.
We'll see you on the Cyber World.
I wish I had known. I want a bunch of